Let's say you've got a bolting job coming up where you're going to rent one of those $15,000 torque wrenches, and someone grabs an uninstalled nut and a rule and says all you have to do is measure across the flats, and that'll tell you what size wrench to order. So you measure across the flats, and I ask you, with all those tick lines, what size wrench would I order? And that's why we make the Heavy Hex Gauge. Makes the job of wrench selection very easy. A field machinist will use a caliper that measures in thousandths of an inch. And I'm just telling you, this nut is 2 3/4, so it should be 2.75, and it measures 2.69. Yikes! And we get weird sizes. Those are odd sizes. Nobody's going to have that on this shelf unless it's a special order. And that's why we make the Heavy Hex Gauge. So back to the job site. You take that guy's advice and try to measure across the flats, but you can't get across the flats. Get on one, can't get on the other. So you try and get down into the threads of the stud, and you still can't get on both flats. You get on one, not the other. A properly installed nut will have 3 threads sticking up. So you try and put it on top of the stud and eyeball it, and it's still a little bit rough doing it that way. So you put it down on the nut, and I ask again, what size wrench or socket would you use for this? The Heavy Hex Gauge makes that job really easy. You can find the nut size or the wrench size to use. You can find the stud size or the stud size that correlates with that nut. For those of you who do stud tensioning, it also will give you the thread pitch. There's a thread checker on the back, which is great for male threads, but what about female threads? So if you can just get a popsicle stick and get a profile from the inside of the nut and line that up with profiles that are on the back of the Heavy Hex Gauge. Also comes with a reference chart so you can figure out what correlates to each other. And it fits in your wallet. There you go. So, thanks for watching. Check us out, HexSizer.com. Here's my contact information. Give me a call. I'm waiting.